This broadcast is made possible by Horizons Child Care and Learning Services Company, providing quality child care and enrichment services for children 6 weeks to 13 years. Horizons Child Care, located in Burnville. For more information, visit horizonschildservices.com or call 610-488-6068.
My name is Randy Simmons. I'm the president of We Agape You. We're a local nonprofit. Our contact information is weagapeyou.org. Our phone number for us is 484-334-5105. And I'm here with one of the board members, Merlin Weaver, and I'm hoping that he will be able to deliver and explain to you all a little bit about how it is that he come to work with us. But first, before I do that, I just want to thank him and everyone else who has been helping We Agape You, who has been there for us. The phone never stops ringing, people wanting to volunteer, and we're out Walmart this weekend. We partner with Walmart, and we have a lot of things going on. We have daycares. We're opening up another daycare. God is truly blessing us, and for me to be able to introduce this man here, this wonderful man who reached out to us, who is a realtor, which fathers our mission, which is, as you know, housing first. So Merlin, could you tell them a little bit about how it is that we come together?
Yes, Randy, thank you for having me here. It's considered a privilege. The way I guess the way I found out about Agape You was an article in the paper that you had put out. What caught my attention was the fact that you were reaching out and had a passion to help people that were homeless. You and I have had discussions about how that has come about, but that's not for us to judge. You proved and have shown that you are passionate about helping people find and get back on their feet through work, through housing. So being a realtor in the community, that struck a chord with me, and I said, how can I help?
Awesome. Could you just share a little bit to our viewers the benefits of individuals who no longer want to be landlords, individuals who just want to donate houses, as far as tax purposes, the win-win situation of donating houses to We Agape You, in furtherance of us being able to provide more housing for people, more employment for people, and also to get them help for whatever services they need. Because since you're a realtor, I'm sure you want to enlighten us just a little bit.
So I want to make sure I understand your question. You want more information on how others can donate and go about that process?
Absolutely.
Yes, I mean, that is an option for landlords that, maybe are absentee at this point or have had issues with their current tenants' situation, and they simply don't want the headache anymore, is what I call it. And that is an option, and there are some tax benefits that I don't want to get into. I'm not an attorney. I think if that's something someone wants to consider, they certainly need to go further and consult an accountant and attorney to get more information, in-depth information regarding that process.
Absolutely. So I just want to thank you for sharing that for us. But just tell me, what did you feel when you went out in them tent cities and you seen how people were living, Merlin?
Yeah, that was quite an experience. I never was in a tent city, and I was appalled. I couldn't believe what we saw. And in the middle of the winter, it was so cold, and it was snow and ice, and we had to go up into like the hill. We were slipping and sliding. We found a cable that we rigged up, and people had to go climbing up the cable to get to the top. And we get to the top, and there's a little pet there, a little puppy. And they're out there suffering as well, and for that particular couple, that's all they had, and they still cared for it. And that made me, think even more, what are we doing to help these people? And yeah, it was sad, to say the least, and, made me even more intent in wanting to help and finding a way that we could help these people.
Okay, awesome. Do you think that the fact that we do more than just feed people was one of the things that really got to you to make you want to get on our board? Or do you think it's the fact that whereas we're out there pounding the payments every day, the fact that you were able to establish somewhat of a relationship with some of these people and see that truly We Agape You, we mean well. We want to help these people so that they can be self-sufficient. Do you think that had anything to do with it?
Oh, it certainly did, and that's why I continue the effort in helping in whatever way I can. From what I can see and what I observed, there's plenty of food and clothes available for these folks. What there isn't is housing, and housing that doesn't necessarily cost them something today, but will teach them something more valuable, and is to reintegrate into the community, have a sense of worth and wanting to help, and you have programs where they can work and where they have a place to lay their head at night and start regaining confidence again to where they want to be, a part of society, and be a wholesome part of society and a contribution to society.
Awesome. We Agape You, we provide a number of services. We work with a number of different agencies, whether it be for-profit and nonprofit, and people that share in this mission who understand that it takes much, much more than just giving someone a blanket, much more than just giving them a sandwich, and we like to share, just say this little saying, and it's a small little thing, but if you spent the night out in the woods or you spent the night in your yard and I was told you to put on 10 different jackets out in your own yard, and in the morning when I came with a sandwich or a key to go indoors, which one do you think you would take after a cold night out in your yard all night long? So that's how we want people to see. Giving a sandwich is wonderful, but the fact of the matter is to be able to treat someone adequately, they need to be indoors, and that's what Housing First is about. So share with us a little bit about Housing First and what your feelings are on that, Merlin.
Yes, Housing First. I think if we, as I mentioned before, you take out the judgment factor of it and we start to treat people the way we would want to be treated if we were in that situation, we would put them in a house, and the bread and the water and the clothes and the warmth would come as a part of that. And Housing First is important. Everybody needs a place to live, regardless of the economy, regardless of the real estate market. Everybody needs a place to live. And the passion to help people and to provide that stepping stone for them again to have a place to stay, feel like they're wanted somewhere, feel like that sense of worth, it starts to again increase their self-esteem to the point where leaving those houses, they get a job, then they want to purchase their own home and have a sense of worth and contribution back into the community. And one of the things we say about home ownership is that it gives you a sense of wanting to give back to your community directly where you live.
Wow, that's awesome. When we discovered this national program called Housing First, and we found out that they have so many different programs, to whereas it's just not putting someone in the house and policing them saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. When you really want to understand a situation, you have to use the fact that you have 2 ears, and 2 eyes and 1 mouth. So that you truly understand what's going on, the pain that's been stuffed, whatever the issues or circumstances of that person is, so that you can truly kind of just be there for them. After a while, you take a step with them, and then they begin to take their own step. And where I'm going with this is about Merlin being a realtor. It's a step. It's a process. Whatever it is that you do or don't do, it's always a step. It's always a process. And we're just happy to have Merlin on board to answer any questions regarding real estate. We had John on board as far as our lawyer to help out with any legal questions as far as donating properties. Again, my name is Randy Simmons. I'm the president of We Agape You, and this is one of our guys who we deal with as far as real estate. He's been wonderful. And our contact information is 484-334-5105, and that's weagapeyou.org. And I want to thank you for being on this show, Merlin. And hey, listen, man, it's our blessing to have you on board.
Thank you, Randy. I'm happy to be on board with you.